air traffic controllers protect our nation's airways to boldly deliver a safe, orderly, and expeditious flow of air traffic.
I'd only been certified as a journeyman controller in the tower at Luke Air Force Base for, I want to say maybe 6 months, something like that. There's one flight, I'll never forget the call sign, salute, flight of 3, F100s. Okay. And they were taking off. The first two took off in formation, they like this and whatnot. It was a 10,000-foot runway. And so when they get airborne about mid-field, the third one, Salute 3, wants to take off as well. So I go ahead and clear the takeoff. And I'm still talking to 1 and 2 because they got to turn out east of the field and come back around and salute. The third aircraft would turn in shorter than them and join up with them. Okay. And as the third aircraft is rolling down the runway, he starts to lift off. And all of a sudden, something appears wrong with him, okay? Because all of a sudden the nose goes up. He pitches up, not violently, but strongly, okay? And then all of a sudden you see him just starting to wobble, what they call the Saber dance. And he crashed on the right side of the runway. I mean, immediately with contact, just a huge explosion, fireball, pieces flying everywhere. You can see the pieces flying somewhere so large that you could do that from the tower. He did not eject. I mean, it happened so quick with him, and we had to notify the fire department about it. So I picked up the phone, the emergency phone, to call and tell them. Well, everything had been done before. We just an emergency, ground emergency, whatever the case might be. We never had a crash, so I didn't know what to say. So I just said, emergency, ground emergency. So they come right out there, just right there. So it's very fortunate for them to be able to put the fire out, but for the man, the pilot, in the aircraft, it was too late. Usually, when you have an incident, an accident like that, you're supposed to be relieved within 30 minutes, okay, to go do whatever they need to do. But nobody relieved me. So I'm still working local control position, and 30 minutes later, another flight of 3 F-100 coming back from the ranges. Okay. 2 were making a simulated straight-in GCA approach. So they checked in at 15 miles. I told them check 10 miles. Okay. And they did. But before they did, the number 3 aircraft, he came in on an overhead pattern. He called the brake about midfield. And he called back and he said he was turning base. The aircraft checked basically. He said he was geared down and stuff, whatnot. So I gave him the winds, I told him clear to land runway 4, whatever. He was landing to the northeast. Anyway, I go back and I'm looking around to see what's going back on the runway where they crashed, because that runway's closed. All of a sudden the RSU unit says, power up, power up, power up. I mean, they're hollering. Because what's happening, as he's turning base leg, the aircraft continues turning to the point where it goes inverted. And he crashes there at the approach of the runway. Okay. There's no explosion because he's out of fuel. He ran out of fuel. He flew so long. He wasn't paying attention to his fuel, or if he was, he didn't say anything about it when he checked in. So now there I am. I'm still working in the local control position. I've got 2 runways that are parallel runways. They're offset. So the airport is closed. Now, the hardest part about it all, of course, is watching it. But the next hardest part about it is when these aircraft are trying to join up, for example, Salute. Salute lead will call. Salute 1, Salute 2 will answer, and they expect to hear Salute 3, and they don't hear anything. And I have to tell them that his number 3 man crashed. Okay. And again, with the aircraft making the simulated straight-in GCA approach, they checked 10 miles. I told them to go around. The number 3 man has crashed at the approach of the runway. So there I am. I'm talking to 6 guys, and I lose 2 of them in one day, 30 minutes apart. The tower chief comes up to the tower, and he says, okay, what's going on? And we give him a briefing. He asked me, what do you want to do? I said, I want to go home. I need to get out of here. So he said, okay, you're off for the rest of the day. And so I go home, and I'm tired, and I just want to be alone. I want to isolate myself to kind of understand what just happened and where was my responsibility in all this, and all that. So anyway, I decided to take a nap. So I lay down, and every time I laid down for the next month and tried to sleep, when I closed my eyes, I saw that same fireball. It haunted me that much. Okay. I still remember it during the investigation, because I had to go into the meetings that they had, the investigation meetings and whatnot, and they asked me different questions about what I saw, what I observed, and whatnot. But the one good thing that came out of those was they did tell me, they did explain to me that there was nothing I could have done as a controller, either to assist or whatever the case may be. I had not done anything wrong. Everything, we all have situations in our careers where, fortunately, they have positive outcomes, but there's times where you have some tragedy.